Rock and roll. Here we go. Your characters. We meet Mad Mary. She's just after 6 months for a little bit of a violent attack coming out of prison. Thick as thieves with Char, her best friend since the age of 9. But things have slightly changed. I don't know for you guys whether it was very quick and very easy to understand, well, okay, she's tracksuits and I'm tablecloth top. We were now two different people. Was that easy to get to very quickly, or was it a bit of a process in the filmmaking? Or
I think straight when we met, we kind of clicked and got on, so we were able to discuss the characters a lot. But I think just in life, I know for me it was an easy thing to kind of click into, just relationships that you've had from when you're younger to how they grow and how they move and change to when you're an adult, and if they stick around, if they don't, I think that's a very familiar tale for everyone, really, Yeah.
Well, I think Darren Thornton and Colin Thornton, these guys who have their theatre company since 1995, the Calippo Theatre Company, and they'd put on the original play by Yasmin, the 10 Days with Mad Mary. Was that all something you were aware of? I don't know if you got a chance to see the play, whether it just all came fresh to you?
No, I didn't know it was based on a play until I got the part, I think.
Yeah.
And I only was sent the play there about a month ago.
Yeah, I wasn't really, had nothing got to do with the industry when the play was on, never had seen it. So then when the script came about, I knew there was a play then. I was like, let me read the play. I need as much information as I can get so I can, as in when I got the parts to find out clues and stuff. But I think Darren was very adamant that we didn't read the play because it is a separate thing and the story has changed a little and the focus in the play to the film are a little different, but the characters are kind of essentially the same.
So when it came to the, I know that Darren has said that he was very, very quick to cast, that he just felt that you guys were right. I mean, it was how many weeks was it? 28 days shoot across Dublin and Drogheda. I mean, it looks and feels like a film that just went beautifully well because it's got a great reception and it works incredibly well. I don't know whether the shoot was like that or whether you guys were nervous as hell and didn't know until the end of the day what you had made or how it was going to work, or...
I think everyone that worked on the film was the top of their game, so nothing really went wrong. The days were quite long, but you just, as an actor, you're just delighted to be on set. And you're just loving it, so you don't really feel it. But there obviously was days where you were tired and wrecked, but you kind of just have to get over that and just get on with it, really.
But the actual sense of the film being good, because that's something that people often don't know until afterwards.
I don't think you know till the end what you have, because in the edit it's made, all these kind of things. But the script from the start was amazing, and I think everybody who auditioned and had had a look at the script knew that the script was special. But then you don't really know what you have till the end. But while you're shooting it, all you can do is trust your director, and I think Darren was really specific in what he wanted. So I had complete trust in him because it's his baby. He wasn't going to let it fall. You know what I mean? He was like,
you really trust him. He's a bit of a perfectionist as well, so he's not going to let anything go out that he's not 100% happy with.
There's always this need sometimes if somebody's asking about a movie just to sort of come up with a certain line that kind of might be describe it, and I was sort of thinking, well, is it Bridesmaids Revisited by Ken Loach, all these different sort of cross. I don't know for you, I know that Darren spoke of Andrea Arnold's Fish Tank and Sweet 16. Did he kind of say to you, well, I'd like you to go and watch these movies and get a feel and right, so what movie would it have been? Those two, I guess. Fish Tank and Sweet 16 were two, and
Adulthood was another one,
Short Term 12, that kind of very just stories about people, and it can be very kitchen sinky, but shot really nice and kind of,
Young Adult, sorry, that's the one with Charlize Theron.
Oh yes.
So there was actually a quite eclectic little mix of kind of more mainstream and then more indie, and then music as well was a huge thing with Darren, different songs that would filter through down, they'd listen to this and you go, oh yeah, that's a good tone to set for this, or
And I'd watched Frankie and Young, Two Hearts, so I knew the kind of tone and style that he liked, and then I was like, that's exactly what I want to do as well.
Well, I was thinking they capture brilliantly too, and I think all great films have that it's like all the stuff that's gone underneath the surface, you're sort of aware that it all works, because with your own family, Mary's family, there's that sort of banter that's really based on hatred, and self-hatred is often part of it too, and the mother to the grandmother, there's just this banging of heads all the time, and yet if they stop for a minute and just realise that this is their family and this is get on and get on with life and be better with each other. But it's great when a movie like this touches on all those things without labouring them. It wasn't like, you know, a finger waving thing about, you know, you should get on.
To your granny, or, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think you even realise that till you watch it. Because, like, you know, we were doing the scenes and we didn't realise that was all underneath until you stand back and go, oh God, we were playing it instinctively through us. That's what was happening and that's what shows. But I don't think you see that until you step back. So you're not very aware of it all the time when you're shooting. And even with like our relationship, you're not kind of aware of it all the time. It's like a subconscious thing that's happening.
And like in real life, you don't always know like your behaviour towards your parents and your sisters and stuff until you kind of go, oh, that's the way.
And also I think ultimately that coming of age thing where you do sort of give, you know, you walk away from your teenage wildlife and you realise some people, your friends stayed there. Yeah. So, you know, I know that there's always that sort of guilt. You almost feel like the fact that you're no longer in sync and you no longer feel that. Mm-hmm. And I know that a friend of mine, Aidan, if he's watching this, it's probably about 4 a.m, so I should say to him to go to bed because he's always up all night. But was that something you could immediately relate to? You sort of felt, okay, of course everybody does that in life. We all sort of get to that point where we want to get up at that time, not go to bed at that time. Yeah. And I suppose there was that sort of truth in it, that it was quite easy to feel, well, yeah, you're at that age where that would be happening in your life anyway.
Yeah, totally. I think that's a universal thing, and it's a genderless thing as well, that like that does happen and everyone kind of moves and shifts, and how you grow into some, like if you stay in someone's life or if you don't. So I think that was very relatable for both of us.
Like I have friends that like I don't see from one end of the year to the next, but I'd still always be there for them. Yeah. You just change and grow apart, and that's that. That's
well, you know, it's the job of the actor to just sort of have friendships for about 6 months to a year, and then it's over. Just so you know, that's a very transient thing, by the nature of it. But I should ask now. I know that you've got a TV series coming up, Can't Cope, Won't Cope.
Yeah.
For you, this was your first feature. You'd been in, and many people would know you with First City and that. And I don't know whether it feels, because of the success of this, oh, it's a different game now. People know who I am because they've heard about this movie. I don't know if you've felt that already, whether there's been, because of the great Galway reception and generally the great reviews, have you felt the benefit of that yet?
In the last week it's kind of came upon us, for like, you know, it's happening as we're going, so I don't think we'll kind of realise it till a little while after, but the response for Mad Mary has just been amazing. You know, we weren't expecting such a strong response. People say, oh, I laughed and I cried and I loved it, and you know, some people are saying it's their favourite Irish film, and we're going, oh, we didn't, you know, it's welcoming, and you don't want to seem like you're going, oh, that's nice, but because we just are blown away by it, really.
But now, like with Adam and Paul, and certain movies that just come along every now and again that people really adore, you've got to follow it up now. You've got to do something great.
No pressure.
I don't put any pressure on you at all. I want you to sleep well tonight, but just that you know there will be a pressure on you. But well done, as I said, beautiful film, and deservedly getting great response, and so hopefully people will catch it.
Yeah, hopefully.
Coolly Billy. All right, guys, lovely to see you.
Much.
I was trying to look at my notes and think, what was right, because I just